Hey y'all, come look at this.
But cry for my wife.
Really?
I just wouldn't.
What if your kid died?
That's a different thing. I mean, I would try not to cry for my wife if my kid
To
died.
be like the support.
No, yeah, I'm her foundation. I'm her strong point.
This motherfucker tough, ain't he? He said he'll never cry in front of his wife. And if his kids die, he gonna try not to cry then, goddamn, show how tough he is. He the foundation.
I cry on my own, but if everything is going south, I want my wife to know I'm strong in that situation, and I can be. I don't have to cry.
Now this him when Charlie Kirk died.
The restraint that Officer Tatum is showcasing right now, every Christian in this nation can relate to, because this is the type of suffering that we have to suffer with Christ in such a tragic time like this. We still have to operate in peace and have to honor the word.
He sure is crying now. I don't know if your wife watching, but everybody else is. Damn, this son bitch say he wouldn't cry if his kids died. But this Charlie Kirk shit was just too much for him. Boy. Motherfuckers will cry over that motherfucking master before they cry over their children. At least he doing that man crying. He ain't snotting going on. Be fucked up if he was snotting. Nigga, you snot crying for that motherfucker? Huh? Charlie Kirk's wife didn't snot cry for his ass. Boy, you must be close to turning point. You must be one of them. Super cool. I know you was at Charlie Kirk funeral crying like a motherfucker. Had your Turning Point USA shirt on and everything.
So I was not invited to any of the Turning Point faith events, which I'm one of the biggest Christians in the movement right now.
I think you're using the wrong C word. You mean coon. Wait a minute, so you ain't get to go? You snot crying for that motherfucker, they still goddamn blackballs your ass. Get it? Blackball.
That stand up for Jesus Christ on every platform that I've ever been on. But I didn't cry.
No, you whining now. Ever since I've been doing this, I've been getting versed in the kundum. And like I told y'all, there's a lot of them motherfuckers. And he's one of them. They call him Officer Tatum. I don't know if he the police, he might have used to be it. But this the thing though. Out of all the coons, he got the best haircut.
I gotta admit, that video was funny as hell. It was funny. Man is snotting over that, but won't cry for his kids. Won't cry in front of his wife for his kids, but he don't get onto the internet and cry over Charlie Kirk. And then didn't get invited to the funeral and then get on here and whine about it. Damn, I don't use that coon word. I never want to call anybody that. But goddamn, you all up in the house, ain't you, bro? Thinking that this is your house. We got a good house here, don't we, master? That is what amazes me by some of the brainwashing of Christianity, especially when it's politicized brainwashing of Christianity towards Black people in America, in South America, in Africa, in Europe. It's like, are y'all serious? This religion was never created for you. It was forced on you by those with whips and guns and knives and swords. Your ancestors didn't come by this religion through, oh, I traveled to Jerusalem and I found this religion, or I traveled to Europe in the 1500s and I found this religion. No, in the 1500s, they came and enslaved in their own homeland, our ancestors. They came in enslaved and brought them jokers over to the Americas. They came with enslavement, with weapons, taking of land, and forcing your religion on you, and told your ancestors that their religion was demonic. And you are now sitting up here as an embarrassment to your ancestors, crying over a man who put Black people in this category of gun violence, fatherlessness, poverty, naturally violent. Women ain't that damn, Black women ain't smart, don't have the mental capacity. And now you crying over that. But you ain't gonna cry in front of your wife when your kids die. You don't want your wife to see you crying. You're gonna get on here so that other people can see you crying. What? You think that if you cried hard enough, that your little snot crying was gonna make them say that there's a good one. That's a good little boy right there. That's the kind of boy we need to have with us. Cause them boys like that, them the one that we can keep the masses of them in line. They get that boy right there. Cause that's all you are when you're doing that. Is that you they boy. You never they man. You never they equal. You they boy. And now you're crying and whining over the fact that you didn't get invited to the funeral. Because you know what? They don't let dogs into their nice places. That's how they view things. But you crying over Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm not saying that this is every white person. Definitely not saying that. I never categorize everybody in one category, right? Every individual person has an equal opportunity to prove whether they're intelligent, whether they're civil, whether they are well-mannered, whether they look at people as people, or whether they're assholes or ignorant or racist. Y'all have your equal opportunity to prove that yourself. And in the comments, we get a lot of proof of that. In the comments, I'm gonna get a lot of people who gonna coon it up just like that man did. And then I'm gonna get a lot of people who also recognize the value of being themselves, the value of walking your own path, the value of recognizing that you can think critically and realize that the only reason that you was indoctrinated into this religion is because you grew up in America, born into a family that was already teaching it, or you just grew up in America and you're surrounded by it. But also a lot of smart people are going to realize that this religion has been forced on people since the time frame of Theodosius the first in 381, that the Roman emperor is the reason why Christianity has become so dominant, and that it was forced. It was forced on Europeans, who then forced it on major portions of the world, to the point where it became the largest religion in the world. Sorry, the largest religion in the world. And did it come through evangelizing the people? Did it come through good works? Did it come through showing some level of equality and divinity? No, it all came through force. The only reason you have your freedoms today is because the culture changed, and then they changed the religion to fit the culture. You women would still be the property of a man if it wasn't for the cultural change, and then now they're trying to change what the religion says, and it doesn't. Now the religion, you women, your property, your property. They're trying to change the ideas of the slaves and indigenous people, and that they came and those people just changed and flipped over because they saw the greatness of Jesus, and God would never want that. But the Bible says go ahead and make them chattel slaves, and go ahead and force people to believe what you believe or kill them. That's what it says. Y'all may not want to admit it, and you don't want to admit it. And I'm gonna get a lot of those stupid ass people too. A lot of them. The ones that irk me the most are the ones that in recent histories, the last 500 years, your people were forced into it, and you've been losing ever since. I can even slide by with the Irish dude, the Scottish dude, the British dude, the French dude, whose family was forced in it way back 1,000 years ago, 1,400 years ago. I can let y'all slide. It's so far away, and you've been gaining. You got the privilege. But when you're still being oppressed and you're still gonna follow the religion of your oppressor, you're a damn fool. So with that, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.